Hello, my name is James Irwin, and I'm here to tell you about a book that I have read recently, and it is called The Hate You Give by the author Angie Thomas. This book is about a 16-year-old girl named Star, whose friend, while they were driving together, was pulled over by a white police officer and shot to death for doing nothing. The story follows her basically struggling with whether or not to bring it to court, whether or not to tell her story, and how it's going to affect her life, and how it does affect her life. So the book opens with Star at a party where she meets up with this boy, Khalil. They end up leaving the party when shots are fired because they are in a less well-to-do neighborhood. And they leave and they are in Khalil's car going down the street, and they are in a abandoned sort of area when they are pulled over by a police officer for a broken taillight. The cop also later claims in the book that they were speeding. However, Star knows that they were not speeding. And he pulls them over, and Star is very afraid because she's been told by her parents that cops are generally racist and to be careful and just do what they said. However, Khalil is not as smart about it, and he argues with the cop. He eventually gets forced out of the car, and when he goes to check to see if Star is okay, the cop turns around and shoots him. Star's uncle is, in fact, a police officer, and her father is an ex-con, so they don't get along too well. But Star's uncle, despite working with this police officer and is a police officer, is on her side and is close with her, and ends up punching the other police officer, number 115, because he shot this innocent kid, but also pointed his gun at Star afterwards. Star struggles a lot at her school with not being able to be herself. She has what she calls hood star and school star because she goes to a school in a good neighborhood. She has a very nice seeming friend at first who later turns out to be racist. Very racist. This character is named Haley. One of the first signs that she gives that she is not a great person is when she is playing basketball with Star. She says that she should pretend that the ball is fried chicken in order to not lose it. Which, if you're not aware, there's a very big stereotype that black people in America enjoy eating fried chicken. Whereas if this is based on fact or not, it is a racist stereotype and should not be used lightheartedly and in a joking manner, which is what Haley uses it in. I don't know if it's very clear that she doesn't think it was harmful and that she doesn't think that it was racist, but Star gets very offended by it. She still does not apologize. It also later comes to light that she said to a Taiwanese girl, also a person who she claimed to be her friend, she asked her if her family ate dog for Thanksgiving instead of turkey. And she also unfollows Star when she starts posting things about black rights and stuff, and takes the cop's side in the case of when he shot Khalil. The main rivalry in this gang rivalry in this book is between the King Lords and the Garden Disciples. Star's father, Maverick, used to be a King Lord before he left the game by going to prison for the king of the King Lords, which is the head of the King Lords. And he basically got out of the gang to be with Star, to protect Star. And he wants to stay in the neighborhood in order to help it out. However, Star's mom, Lisa, really wants to move out of this area because it's very dangerous. And over all this Khalil stuff now, there's huge riots happening, and it's just becoming a very dangerous place to be because there's a lot of shooting, and then the police slash government put in a mandatory curfew, so in order to stop rioting. However, no one listens to it, and all in all, the cop that shot Khalil is not convicted, and of course, everyone freaks out and riots and basically burns this place down. And because Maverick actually goes behind the king's back and saves a kid that the king was basically going to kill, the king is mad at Maverick and uses this rioting as a distraction while he goes and burns down Maverick's store. However, the cops come, obviously, and the firemen come, and everyone snitches on the king. And because everyone's doing it, they can't kill everyone, right? So the cops arrest them, and so that's sort of like a happy ending-ish thing there. And then Star goes and basically goes and steps up on a car and is yelling through a megaphone like, this is bull crap. Like, why wasn't he convicted? And the police throw tear gas at them, and she grabs one of the canisters and throws it back. This is important because it's not just the act of defiance of rioting, but then actually fighting back against the police when they're attacking these people. The book ends sort of on a happy-esque note, because they, they are like, oh, we'll rebuild, we'll be okay because even though the store gets burnt down, the guy who owns the store neighboring them basically gives them his old store to use, and basically it ends on a positive-ish note because it's about not staying quiet about these issues, and it's sort of like an inspiring note, so then you will listen. It's to inspire people to not let this happen, because unfortunately this is a very real thing that happened in real life, and is still happening in some places in America and in some places in Europe. And these are very hard issues to deal with that we need to deal with, because racism is not okay towards anyone.